Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and be sure to check out my upcoming free live stream concert, Freebeat Live, Home Edition Volume 2. It's on Saturday, February 13th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the channel. Hope to see you there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get started. Today we've got the PO20 Arcade, and I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite things about the arcade that often gets swept under the rug when discussing all of its features. And it's something that makes the arcade stand out because I believe there's only 2 other pocket operators along with the arcade that share this feature. And that feature is that the drum sounds on the arcade are not built into like a miniature drum kit. So like on the PO28 or the 128, for instance, or I guess on the 14 or the 16, you go to sound 16, and then sound 16 is a miniature drum kit where each button then represents a different sound. Sound 16 on the arcade is just this little melodic thing with a delay on it. So how the drum sounds work on the PO20 Arcade is that each of them are their own individual track. So we've got a kick drum, we've got this kind of blippy snare drum, we've got this hi-hat, we've got this heavier snare drum here, and then we've got this what is often used as a cymbal, or it's just a really nice sound effect. So we have 5 different drum sounds on the PO20 Arcade, and each of them are their own tracks, which means that the PO20 Arcade has 5-note polyphony when it comes to the drums, which is something that not a lot of pocket operators can beat. In fact, the only PO that can beat it is the PO12 Rhythm, which of course has the ability to play all 16 of its drum sounds at the same time. It also should be noted that the PO24 Office can play all of its sounds at the same time, but they're not really drum sounds. They're more office equipment samples and a few synthesizers. So I don't really keep that in the same category as the PO20. So once again, the PO20 Arcade can play all 5 of its drum sounds at the same time. That means it has more drum polyphony than the PO32 Tonic, which is a high-end, in the pocket operator world, drum machine. How that one handles polyphony is it has 4 columns here, and each column is a track. So you can play one of any of these 4 sounds, one of any of these 4, one of any of these 4, or one of any of these 4. But that's still only 4 different drum tracks. The PO33 KO, the sampler, just has 4-note polyphony like total. So a lot of people just use 1 track for drums there. So this really helps the PO20 stand out, and I've often called this pocket operator the most complete one out of the box, and I think this feature really propels it into that position. So let's take a look at what we can do with that. So we'll go to pattern slot 1, make sure it's empty. Yep. Let's select our kick drum, and let's just go doom-ga, doom-doom-ga, just like that. Nice and simple. Crank the tempo up. Not that much. There we go. So most pocket operators can do that. You can even do that on any of the micro drum machines. But what you can't do on those other POs is put your hi-hat on all of the 8th notes like this. You'd have to only put them where there's no kick or no snare drum to avoid overlap. However, on the 20 we can do it like this. We can even copy this pattern into slot 2 and then move to pattern 2. Let's take this sound here and put that right on 4. So we can hear both of those sounds at once now. So we can chain the first pattern 3 times and then the second pattern once, and it'll sound like this. And it sounds nice and complete. Of course, we haven't even used sound 3 yet, so we can even put that one in there. Let's go on the E and the AND of each step here. And then we'll go to pattern 2 and do the same thing. Now let's listen. kind of wild. So let's hold the right button down while we're playing and mess with our parameters. Parameter lock, something cool in there. There we go. That's pretty cool. And let's do something else on pattern 1. I don't like that. Let's change it up. There we go. Now let's chain those two into each other. As you can hear, we're getting a pretty complete pattern, and we're only using drum sounds. We haven't even started using any of our melodic stuff. So let's go back to, well, we're already on pattern 1. We'll go there, and let's copy pattern 1 into a new slot, along with pattern 2 into a new slot. We're going to build this up a bit because we can also use retriggers, just like most other POs. So how we're going to do that is, let's go to our hi-hat sound. That's the one I want to retrigger. So we're going to turn on write mode. When there's a lit step, we can hold it down and tap BPM. And that means it's going to trigger twice now. Gives it a nice kind of stutter. And let's also fill in these gaps here. You can hear just by tweaking some basic parameters, we were able to get some pretty cool stuff there. I'm going to fill these in again here. And we're on pattern 2, well, pattern 6 technically, the second pattern in the grouping. Let's go ahead and change these here by adding some retriggers. This time we're doing it on the and the of each of those steps. Yeah. Cool. Let's hear these two together now. Once again, we're doing all of this only using the drum sounds. We haven't even touched any of the melodic stuff. So let's change that. Let's once again copy these patterns here. So now we've got 2 new patterns to work with. Let's add in some bass. We'll just go like dun 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 dun. And I want that down. Ah, that's cool. So let's go to our second pattern. So first time we went dun 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 dun. Now we'll go dun 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 dun. There we go. Let's chain those and listen to those. Cool. Let's go to, right now we're on chord 11, which is D minor over A. Let's just go down to chord 9, which is D minor. There we go. Sorry, I kind of got carried away there. All I was doing there was jamming by changing the chord and playing with some effects. But we could actually go in there and sequence a whole song around that, you know, using any of the melodic sounds on here. So again, I think this just helps reinforce my opinion that out of the box, the PO20 Arcade is the most complete pocket operator that you can purchase. But if you disagree with me, that's okay. Let me know what you think the most complete PO is down in a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like on it. If not, you can leave a dislike, that's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.